We're like all. Ooh, oh yeah, sleeping. That music isn't quite the.
I like it.
It's calming.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, and I feel like we might love some calming, grounding music this month, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Hi everyone, welcome to the monthly forecast or whatever we're gonna. We haven't decided on a name yet, so we're just kind of winging the name so far. But monthly forecast, monthly check-in,
or winging it. It could be that too.
Winging it for the month. But yes, we will be taking some personal questions, but I would love for you to keep it around the energy of like what we're talking about for this month, or how can we best use this energy that's coming in this month for us, personally. Those types of questions would be great. I know Cindy. Hi, Cindy. Yes, I was just on with Andre, so he gave us some heads up in regards to kind of the astrology and stuff like that. And we did talk a little bit about the eclipses. He did kind of, but he, you start talking about it. It's in the eclipse. The first eclipse is in Libra, and the 21st in 21 degree, stuff like that. I'm not quite sure what, but you do you know, Jason, what, when he uses that language, all of that?
Well, no, I'm not an astrologer, so I have a lot of respect for people who do that.
It's amazing to me.
I know it's much more involved than I had always thought. So it's
literally like a map, and it's so beautiful. If how much easier things could be if we knew how to maneuver that map. But yes, before we move forward into this month, we made it. We made it through September. That was intense.
I guess I I'm not minimizing any type of weather events, but I was expecting more. But I mean, I guess I don't know. The information I was getting was a lot more like in your face type of things. So I guess.
But it probably was like that for some people, right?
Yeah. It could have very well been about more energetic. Just the. I just assumed it was weather, because that seems to be a lot that is being talked about, and with the earth changes and everything else. But that's not to say it doesn't have to also, well, it has to do with us too. So it went fast. Yeah. Someone say it went very fast. It was like
it did. September did go fast, but a lot of I feel like it was a lot of intensity offered to us to utilize, but we did make it through. And Connie says we made it through the first quarter at school. Yay. Oh yay. Smiling heart just went over to Jason's channel and gave a thumbs up over there.
Thank you.
It is streaming from both sides, so you're welcome to go back and forth and do that. That's fun. And thank you for doing that.
Yeah. I think I was the last time I've been on this with you. It's been like a month. I haven't been on that much. So.
Wow, you've been working, huh? Doing other things?
Working, and I don't know, conserving energy.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, so for those of you who don't know Jason, he does do private readings, as well as hypnosis. How do you say it? I always want to say personal hypnotherapy because that's
The
what I do. So
the quantum thing.
he does the quantum area of it. So he does that as well. So if you're interested in any of that, please check that out. Smiling Heart says winging in the month. I like that. Like bringing in the month, but
Winging. I like that.
winging in the month. That's I'm liking that. I'm liking that.
It's like the Wait or Elmer Fudd version.
We're winging in the month. So what do we have to look forward to this month? Do you want to move into it first?
Sure. I mean, the funny thing is that last month, I mean, I feel like it was much more about the external experience. This month, and I think I know that it has a lot to do with the double eclipse. This is like a month of serious transformation and serious endings, and the beginnings. And I know that's kind of like a given with the eclipses, but it's masculine, feminine, it's subconscious, conscious,
subconscious, conscious,
and it's also the grounding, like you mentioned, is huge right now. And so I almost feel like while the focus is on the inner, there's going to be a lot of outer that's going to be occurring too. So, and it's also, I don't know, I think I want to say it's like a month of manifestation, where it's like it can go however you personally want it to go, just depending on the focus. But I do know that it's the energies are going to be crazy, so it is like the grounding is extremely important.
Yeah.
And I got a message the other day in a session that was interesting, that was there was confirmation that the veil is very thin right now. So we're it's all about the abilities and people being more aware and sensitive and things like that. But it was interesting because it was pointed out that I guess we always think of the veil as external, but they said that it's actually the veil's in our heart space. So which was kind of a cool of relocating it in your heart space, meaning that we already have the awareness and the ability to cross the veil. It's just opening ourselves to the possibility. So
I love that, Jason, because we always put things outside ourselves. We always either placing the blame or always placing it outside ourselves. Like, well, God's in control. The universe is in control. The devil made me do it. All those things. We're always handing off that. But in reality, that it's right here.
yeah.
And this month, our heart space, the veil is thinner, but the veil is thinner. No, the veil is thinner here. So that means that connection to the collective energies and vibrations around us will be heightened, and that will be happening this month. And on top of that, we do have the eclipses coming in. So in general, October is a beautiful month of awareness, awakening, transformation anyways, but now it's heightened, right? With the eclipses and all that happening, offering us a time. And I guess with these eclipses, it really is, wherever they are placed in these degrees, it is transformation. And so we're just, it's just adding times 200 to it or whatever, you know, it's
Mhm.
just more. And I like that you placed it back into us because we can utilize this energy this month and to empower us,
Mhm.
superpower,
Mhm.
supercharge, right? And it's not a bad thing. It's just a is thing. So it is a little wonky this month.
Yeah.
And you're going to feel a lot because we're a little bit more open this month, right?
Yeah.
So you may be feeling more. Dive into it instead of, you know, doing this. Dive into it, and it's an opportunity. See it as an opportunity. Be creative with it. Your creativity will be higher this month as well. I got a lot of creativity this month. I like the idea if anybody can get outside, if you're able, mind, body, spirit, get outside, do some dancing in the yard, whatever, do some drumming, do something in that outside. And you talked about that, Jason, with the grounding, you know,
Yeah.
that that earth piece. Grounding in is just as important because we are so open this month. We need that extra grounding, right?
Yeah. It, the weird thing is too, is that just in terms of messages and everything else that's been coming through is, and I think I talked about it last month too, is there's this real push to reconnect with magic and mysticism and,
Mm.
earth spirits, and whether you want to call those fairies or elves or
Right,
everything
the
else.
elementals and yeah.
Because they are a sense of, it is partially the grounding, but there is still, just like last month, this real need, especially when it's going to be so crazy. Well, I don't know. I think it's it's interesting because it's like sun moon duality type thing. So it's like it can either be really great and transformative, or it can
Mhm.
be really chaos. Well, chaos isn't always a bad thing, but it can be really out of control, and you get lost under. Yeah.
Right. So, but we have the opportunity to, if we're in awareness,
Right.
um, to keep hold of that wheel, um, not handing off the wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want anybody to be afraid of the month coming in. It's a beautiful, it's all wonderful. It's just how do we navigate it? And so here's some opportunities to do some of that grounding, and be creative with it. So are you going to be doing some automatic writing this month? And that's that's combining the openness to the grounding with the literal writing stuff down. So you're combining the two together. It's a beautiful month to do some automatic writing. But anything creative, if you're a painter, get those paints out. It's a month to really connect in all of your senses here.
Also, water is really important right now, and that's another aspect that's coming through a lot. I mean, part of this has to do with, and I think we talked about it last month too, is just the information that's being released into the water and is actually affecting the vibrations of the planet and also us. Even, it's not even a matter of drinking the water, it's changing, it's part of the, transition. But there's also this sense of the cleansing and the clearing, and looking at everything with new eyes, that I think
Mhm.
is important. And I think that part of, I don't want to revolve around the eclipses, but they're important, especially if we think of the eyes, sun, moon, this the blacking out, but also waking back up and being able to see again, but seeing in a different way, in a different light. And Spirit has been really pushing, people in general to really approach, there's a lot of resistance, I think, now, and people not wanting to shift their perspective, but then but that's kind of the way we have to go. I don't want to make it a matter of science versus mysticism, but there is this kind of duality that's going on that, is reflected in the sun moon thing. But it's just this letting go and release and going with the flow. So I think that's the symbolism of the water. So that's another consideration too.
I love the water part of that. There's so much to water. Life, healing, drowning. I mean, so yeah. There's so many layers to this, to the water. So, and I also am sensing that there's something personal too in regards to each individual and the water, because they're showing me people retaining water and not releasing. So there's a balance to that. So that, it's a time of release. That's part of transformation too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Smiling heart. No thanks on the drowning. Kimmy says water has memory. Yeah. So there's yeah. So, but if there's too much retention, it's dangerous as well. So there's a balance of release and flow and all of that with that. It's such a beautiful analogy with the water coming in there.
There's something. Oh, that also has to do with. So interesting how this is. It's like different information that's kind of coming together all at once. That things that are like people are experiencing sometimes pretty old traumas or things from childhood or you haven't really thought about or heard from someone for 40 years, and it's these old things that never were resolved, and it's kind of like these things are floating to the surface from deep within.
That's that retention, right?
That's but the recognition, the purpose is for us to recognize them and release them. It's not meant to. We're not meant to rehash the old and kind of sink back into a vibration and frequency that we unknowingly put to the side and haven't addressed for so long. It's okay if it's left unfinished. That's just that we need to acknowledge and release. Mm-hmm. So again, it's about the floating up, but also acknowledging that it's also floating away. So that's really important too, in terms of and that's at all levels. I don't really get into the political, but old issues are coming to the surface, but that's a sign that they're moving away. This is kind of what I've been getting. So
yeah, super important. As we shift, as we're in the shift as well. And so as we do this shift stuff that everybody talks about and is happening, whether we like it or not, the changes are happening, and these this retention, the old traumas, these types of things, it doesn't fit any longer. Where we used to be able to hold on to these, and it really dictated our lives. It dictated our choices. It dictated, these old traumas would dictate us. They would drive our bus. It's no longer, it can't be anymore. So we can't hide things anymore. We can't put things under the rug anymore. And all these things coming to the surface, you have an opportunity to release. And because it just no longer fits in this time, on this timeline, in this shift where we're going.
Yeah. I was also told that timelines are being shed. Like, I don't know how it works.
I'm just going with the flow.
A lot of a lot of timeline, like alternative timelines, are actually being closed. However, that's made, which is also another aspect of just the amplification of the energy, that everything's kind of being funneled and channeled into not one, but the opportunities for example, quote unquote negativity, darkness to manifest are becoming slimmer. So it's becoming it's stronger as the light becomes stronger. So with that information, I just think that the tensions are going to be running higher in terms of
everything, right? So you'll see it across the board. Yeah, these what you call them? Feelings. Is that what you call? I was wondering. I'm like, wait, that word just went whoop. Yeah. So what you do with those emotions and feelings and that are intense will be a little more intense, especially this month. You'll see it across the board. People who are choosing to go from their heart space of love or from a darker space, you'll see a more angry space or whatever. It's going to be extremes, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a choice because I think there was a metaphor of like love isn't the end, it's the doorway you walk through to manifest. So it's like we can either choose to walk through the doorway of fear, making all our choices going down that hallway, or we can walk through a door of love and approach it that way. And it's I think that's kind of representative. We are going to make our own experience by virtue of that door that we choose. Mm-hmm. So it's like door number 1, door number 2. Door number 3, I don't know what that one is.
I'm going to door number 3.
It's the frying pan.
Okay. Okay, so I do also feel a lot of joy this month. So joy and that creative word keeps coming in as well. Mm-hmm. So joy and being creative. So draw on those. Choose joy.
Yeah.
And again, it's back to that choice. But again, when we both came together, we did both get that the energies were going to be a little wonky, not bad, just wonky, just different. And that's okay. And to go with the flow. I'm going to throw some cards in regards to this month as well, just kind of to get more of a story here.
Some other things I got were, while you do that, the importance of aligning with the light this month, protection from lower energies is important, which includes, not allowing yourself to succumb to lower vibrational situations, which I think part of the cleansing and clearing of old traumas or things you've been holding on to is part of that. Don't succumb to it, just let it pass. And really paying attention to what you're paying attention to is something else about, where are your priorities? Because we're in a time right now that's been told to me several times that the things that we're holding on to now as we move forward, which of course includes October, is what's going to manifest or what we're going to experience on I guess, the quote unquote other side of the shift. So it's really important that if you don't want to be experiencing resentment, guilt, shame, remorse, or whatever else on the other side, to do this work now. It's a lot to do with like foundation building and like doing this work now. It will prevent you from being overwhelmed in the future.
Mm. I love that. Okay. Do the work now.
It's true. They keep saying there's no time. We don't have any time. But we have to have fun doing it.
That's the joy piece. Choose joy.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bonds, I see that you're here. I need you to contact me and give me your address. Email me so I can, because she won. I have your package right here, Bonds. It just needs your address. So send that to me. Okay. All right. So in regards to next month, we have the Emperor coming in here. You're like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh. That's so crazy.
What?
Well, I mean, I pulled this earlier for what we're doing now.
Uh-huh. Oh, the cat. Oh, how
and the whole like Empress with the sun moon. That's craziness.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So starting out, the initial thing is stepping into your full power of you and authority of you. You're the one that's an authority of you. You're the one that you are that strong structure. You are your protection. You are that. You have it all in you. And just like Jason started us off with, it's us. We always hand everybody else all the power. No, it's right here. You are that. So just remember that. So get out of your own way with that. And you're going to have opportunities to do that, to get out of your own way. That's the Eight of Swords, if anybody was wondering.
I like the Halloween cards.
We're going to be given opportunities to there's going to be some shadow opportunities here for us, but are we going to see the light, or are we going to be just hyper focused on the shadows? Right. Again, it's in this opportunity will bring you fully to yourself. Okay. And yeah, that's at the bottom. Yeah, I feel balance coming in. This is getting down to the detail and balance there for you. Oh, the cats are in all of these. Yeah. And I love seeing this Judgment card, and I know that that's not how it. You're your own judge. Don't hand, and it's a theme for this month. Do not hand over your power to others. I am the boss of me. Right? That's right, Merida. Hold on to that.
Yeah, I definitely, discernment's really important this month too, which has to do with, the Judgment's all about, being a good judge of, what situations you should put yourself into based on intuition. There is this real push for us to listen, and I think a lot of us, even though we think we're listening, we're still not. But with that said, it's it's a grounding in that it's because it's acknowledging that within the heart space we do have knowledge and we have access to all knowledge at all times. That we don't have to look outside ourselves to validate who we are in our own experience. And, October, it's funny, I just heard it's time to plant the seeds. It's like planting the seeds that you want to grow. This is the time to do it. So, it's a time of slowing down. This is harvest, but it's also Spirit's kind of like, this is the time for us to start growing our spiritual food.
Yeah, and I think that, and I know that we have some people here that are really good at gardening, and the family will let us know in the family here. But isn't this the time of year that you plant bulbs?
I don't know. I'm not
Yeah, I'm not either. I do not. My son, not doing at all. But I feel like we plant bulbs at this time of year.
Yeah, I do know that there's something. Yeah, maybe there's a gardener watching.
JJ says yes. So
yes. Okay.
Yes, bulbs in the fall. Okay. Yay, Kim. So
plant your bulbs.
Okay, everybody's like, yes. So yeah, now's the time to plant bulbs, and bulbs are significant because they come back year after year after year. Once you plant those, they will come back year after year after year. That you don't have to replant. So there's a message in that. It may take a little extra to plant them, but you never have to go back again. And some trees and shrubs and perennials too. Yes. So it's that time of year where you plant stuff that you don't have to revisit. They will come back year after year after year. So it's significant. It's not just surface planting. It's literally, this is that in-depth planting going on here. I like it, Jason.
Yes.
All right.
Another thing that's been coming through, kind of just generally, and I don't know why, Holy Grail, like
Holy Grail,
in so many ways is like coming to the forefront. I mean, that's like an entire show in itself, but I mean, it's being like I came through a session, the Holy Grail is being realized, which also requires bravery, in order to really obtain it. It requires bravery, honesty, and being like a peaceful warrior.
So the Holy Grail, are you speaking of a vibration then? A vibrational knowledge, or a vibrational knowledge?
Yeah. It's been cryptic, but it keeps coming true, and I don't really, I guess is it religious symbolism? I don't know.
Holly says it's an alien connection, the Grail.
Okay. Interesting.
The Holy Grail. I mean, they called it the Holy Grail. That would be Raiders of the Lost Ark. I mean, that's what I always think.
Yeah, I mean, even the Ark was alien connection too.
Oh, that's right. That's so funny. But I feel like it's a vibrational. It was something that was here. Correct me if I'm wrong, family, but I feel like it was something that was here, but it was then taken because it was too much, or couldn't be used correctly. It was used for bad or something.
Yeah.
Carol. Oh, Python.
I'm a good person today to mention the words to be a warrior. Yeah, there's something about being a peaceful warrior right now, and I think it's standing for what's right, standing for justice and truth, but also being vulnerable and taking the quote unquote high road versus the low road. So, again, that's about choosing your battles, but, ultimately walking through the door in love as you approach things that might be in conflict.
And I'm sensing here too that you have a choice in this. I mean, we always have the free will here. So if you want your vibration, if you want that vibration to sink in like this, some will see and some won't. So some will experience and some won't. So if you want to experience the Holy Grail, or if you want to experience the healing that's being offered, this advancement, this release, this transformation that Jason's talking about, it's there for you. Put your intention there that you want to connect your frequency, your vibration to the frequency, to know, for this knowledge, for this seeing, for the Holy Grail as it is. Lori says the Ark of the Covenant was taken. So, but I feel like it's kind of all connected.
Yeah.
What my spirit team is telling me is it has to do with the vibration. So, and it's almost like that vibration, that frequency was encapsulated or whatever, because it was too much.
Yeah.
Carol's still in Monty Python. Just a flesh wound.
Well, yeah, I guess, I think it's interesting. Holy Grail goes along with Ark and the Covenant, and, the Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, there was some truth in it, and that, there were certain people of a certain vibration and frequency that could use and, look into the Ark, even though it was more of a communication device. But people who were not attuned or of that level were killed. It was overload because they couldn't process it, which so I think that just is along the lines of what you're saying with the frequency and the vibrations. And
I don't think people will explode, but I do. I do feel they're either going to see it, feel it, and understand, or they're not. I don't see anybody exploding.
Yeah, do your homework.
melting and exploding.
Do your meditations or you're going to explode.
Everybody get to meditating, because yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah, I mean, another symbol that's been coming through a lot is just the rose, like the rose energy, which, cliche love, but this is about self-love, loving others, unconditional love, merging with others.
So I'm laughing with the family. Drowning, exploding. What are we listening to right now?
It's going to be a great month, but...
Great month. Woo!
The solar eclipse is not going to be the only thing on fire. I honestly, and this is kind of something I've wondered about, is I just think it's very interesting. It's called the Ring of Fire, and we're talking about earth changes. And I don't know if there is a connection between, the Ring of Fire in terms of volcanoes, if that's, I mean, that might be taking the symbolism of the skies too to a degree, but that immediately, I think just the term Ring of Fire is an interesting description. So now volcanoes burning, drowning, and exploding.
It's the apocalypse this month.
Choose joy.
Choose joy. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Is this ever in Atlantis?
Okay. I feel a lot of, we're in a good place for this. I just want to encourage everyone. As we release those 10 of bats, the 10 of swords, releasing that, okay, we have everything in place that we need. We are that high priestess. And this is what you got as well, that high priestess. And you have the King of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. So very solid in your heart space to do this work and step up that vibration this month. I really want to encourage people to write. I encourage people. I know that someone said that their yard is weeds and it would hurt to dance around. It's okay to dance around your living room and ask all the elementals to come in and dance with you there. That's okay. It works there too.
Yeah, it's interesting, the Holy Grail, and then you got all the cups, and then it's
lots of cups there.
Your cup, filling your heart.
All that water. Back to the water.
With the water, with the knowledge.
Yay, October, drowning, exploding, burning. I can't wait.
That was, I'll say the Ring of Fire was just more of a curiosity. I didn't.
Okay. Well, the Ring of Fire, I mean, we have had some small earthquakes in California.
Yeah.
Is that part of the Ring of Fire, or are you only talking about volcanoes?
Yeah, it's the Ring of Fire is all the volcanoes that go around the Pacific Ocean.
Okay, so like Mammoth.
Yeah, Mount Shasta's.
Mount Shasta.
Yeah, it goes all the way up through Alaska, and then Japan, and supposedly, if there was ever a big major earthquake, the Ring of Fire would go off.
Okay. So it would. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Kimiji has it. The Ring of Fire, the Circum-Pacific Belt is the path. Volcanoes and frequent earthquakes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, too tough to speak. Just moved out of Mammoth area. I do feel when you talk about that, Jason, what my team is showing me is like the Earth Spirit, dancing and using a language. It's almost like balancing. It's not a scary thing. It's more of a balancing of energy here. So, and how they explain it is, whenever you have like a family holiday, and there's always that one uncle that you always are kind of walking on eggshells. Is he gonna explode? This year, is he gonna go off? Is he gonna say something totally off? Or there's always that one person, and it's like they're trying to balance it so there isn't that doesn't happen, right? So for those of you who work with Gaia and the Earth energy, this month's a good month, and I feel like that's why they wanted people to get out and drum with them. Drum, and to bring in balance and put our intention to help with that balance of that Ring of Fire. So it's not like, so one's not totally blowing, because right now underneath, that's purposed energy that's moving under there. All that energy under there, the lava and whatever goes I know nothing about it. I'm just walking around what they're showing me. But you know what I mean? All that stuff underneath. You're like, mhm.
I'm not a geologist either, so it's just like the show our weakness.
We're not geologists, but
Yeah,
we got this.
I got it.
So let's help Mother Earth out. This is a good time to do that. We can really connect into that energy strongly because the veil is thin. So let's help her out. Let's help Gaia out. And
Yeah,
it would be that fire energy under there, the ring of fire. Fire. Yeah, keeping it balanced. I like it. Okay. So Renate says, Ring of Fire is also the name of the final part of birth when the baby comes up. Word. Renate, word. I know that Ring of Fire, man. It is. Okay. Will South Pasadena, Florida flood, or will it be okay here?
I will say I've gotten a lot of questions or emails about, the flooding thing. I know Nostradamus had some maps. Dolores Cannon had maps with conversations of Nostradamus. Those aren't on our timeline anymore, so I just kind of wanted to say that.
Oh, okay.
They've confirmed that and told me that that was a different timeline and worst case scenario. So if I kind of have Dolores, well, it wasn't Dolores, but rather the astrologer that she was working with Nostradamus and the hypnosis that drew them.
So we were able to adjust that.
Yeah, like all the Nostradamus prophecy, prophecy quatrains, they were worst case scenario, but
and the projective energy on that timeline. If this energy continues to progress in the direction it's going, this is the outcome that it could be, unless we shift the energy.
Yeah, which apparently we're already off of that, which is why we're still here.
We are here.
Which, I mean, that's so important too right now. That's coming through a lot is, this time that we have here is, in one perspective, from kind of the human experience perspective, kind of a gift. So it's really important to be doing the work that we're doing, because the alternative that we were saved from, total catastrophic, no more life on Earth type scenario, that was decided wasn't going to happen. So instead of that, it's the Earth is shifting, we're shifting with her, and we're experiencing the disruption and everything that we might be feeling internally is the same kind of work that she's going through.
Yes, we're all doing this together.
So it's even though it might seem tumultuous and uncertain and kind of chaotic, it's not to say that it's almost like a gift, and they kind of recognize we can't be reset again. We can't go back to the stone tools and everything else. That it's that that time and that idea kind of is fizzled out, and so this is the next phase. So it's just, I always try to remind myself, this time is a billion years in the making, and just being here is just so incredible and so special and so important. And I just I'm always my team pushes me to say that, because
100%.
Yeah,
we are blessed to be here at this time and to be a part of this, bringing in the frequency that needs to be. Wiki, yes. I hear you, Mama. It does feel like that sometimes.
I'm just the messenger. I'm not. I go through my yay us times too. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
But this month is going to be awesome, you guys. It's going to be an awesome month. Enjoy the ride. Go with the flow. Utilize the turbo engine that we're being given this month. Utilize it. It's there in your car. Might as well use it. So utilize it however that fits for you. Super important. All right. Sonia's asking about a Pasadena, Florida flood. Did you read on that at all when you were checking out the flood?
no.
I do feel a lot of extra. I do feel a lot of extra water. I don't know. I'll have to spend a little more time with, that specific area, but I do feel flooding in Florida. But she was specific. Okay. Tuta is asking about the magnetic poles this month. So we talked a little bit about, well, not the magnetic poles, but we talked about the Ring of Fire and Gaia a little bit. But oh, okay. How interesting. You go. You can go if you. Okay, so here's another opportunity with these magnetic poles. If you are resistant, it brings in a push-pull thing here going on here. If you are aware of the energy and so forth, it literally will give you an antenna. I get things in metaphor, so you get an antenna if you the magnetic pulls. And I know people are talking. I mean, I'm seeing headaches. I'm seeing migraines. I'm seeing blurry vision. I'm seeing things like this play out with this, but I also see that if we don't, if we understand what's happening and we're like, okay, I'm having a migraine and I know that we can ask our team to dial it down a little bit. Let's go with the flow because you're getting antennas. You're growing antennas.
I like the visual.
I just have to share what they show me, so I get
it.
I don't know what it means. I
get the visuals too.
Describe it.
I think that a big part of this, and and it's kind of coming to me and thinking just about the magnetic poles. I feel like this also has to do with whether we choose to be affected by it. And I think that there's something that's going on right now, and I keep going back to the eclipses, but I think it's interesting, the masculine, feminine, all the symbology surrounding, the sun and the moon. Ultimately, we're in a place where vibrationally we need to walk through opposites and duality and towards more of a union. So that's kind of where I'm being led. It's not really coming out how I think I need to be sharing it, but it's we can protect ourselves against being affected by things by the choices that we make. So it's recognizing that we are going through a massive shift and everything's going on, but choosing to move with that instead of resisting it is, and I don't know how that's really, I'm not really saying this right.
Okay. If we work with the magnetic poles, they go every which way. You can dance with them or balance them. Of course, we can just be aware. And if we don't do that, what Terry's saying, it's like our mind, body, spirit is connected to right. So we're all connected. It's all connected. It's like, where can I help me find where I can release or what's going on here, so I can have a better dance move.
Yeah, I think Terry said it exactly how it needs to be said.
Yeah. Terry, you said it.
Dance with the poles.
Dance with poles.
Pole dancing, not pole dancing.
Pole dancing. We encourage pole dancing here. Lori says, I will take the antenna to mean a closer connection to our higher self. Yep. And if we flow with the energies. Yeah.
Yeah. Something that I've been touched that's coming through a lot too is the chakra that's above us and the chakra that's below. So it's like I think there's another name for it, like Earth Star chakra, and then there's the chakra above the head that we're supposed to really be focusing on too. That it's, this is the one above the head. It's supposed to be like 6 or 8 feet above the head. It has to do with that higher self, that universal energy, the collective consciousness, but also that chakra that connects us with the earth and the grounding. So
I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of stepping outside the traditional. Well, I don't want to say traditional because I know that there's like 22 and above chakras, but depending on your level of exploration, but those seem to be coming to the forefront too in terms of the spiritual, but also the physical, and finding balance between the two.
Mm-hmm. That's the dance, isn't it? Finding balance between the two. That is the dance. Tuta says, thank you, Jason and Debbie. Pole dancing. Oh my God. Suzanne says she'll do the shuffle. Gotcha.
Pole, not pole. I did hear from Dolores about the U.S. becoming 6 islands. There's definitely islands. I do know that. I mean, I've gotten some information that, there will, and it has to do with the earth. So it's, what's going to help the earth. Land transportation isn't exactly the best means of supporting restoring the earth. So I guess I'll just say that. So I mean, I'm not holding anything back. It's just that we're constantly changing timelines. So it's like what Richie just said, there was that period where Dolores had the information that, Lincoln, Nebraska was going to be a port city, which I remember kind of freaked me out a little bit when I heard that. But
yeah, that would be
but it's that's why I kind of stay back from, because it changes all the time.
Well, but the thing is I feel like we need to hear this stuff so we can step in and with our why we're here is to connect and raise the vibration or the frequency, shift it onto the right channel here, and so we've been doing that, and thus far it's not a port city yet. We're doing good.
Invest in boats is
Samantha says the stars have been calling me. Lots of stargazing. Yes. Keep that communication up, Samantha. I love that. Thank you for doing that. Stepping in the gap there for us. We have one last question here. Carol says, will the ice melting off the Antarctica prove that humans have been here pre-known history? And will there be a UAP evidence?
Well, I think they already have a lot of UAP evidence, but that are not, but we will hear about it, but we haven't heard about it yet. But UAP evidence back in the time, that would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
There's ancient technologies that are underneath the ice. It's been described to me that Antarctica was kind of like an Eden way back, where it was like multiple galactic civilizations coming together. They had advanced technology and everything else. I don't know the exact progression of events, but eventually, the Ice Age came around, but there were beings who could store information or knew how to store information in water. So a lot of ancient knowledge and everything has been stored in Antarctica. So that is being released. The UAP evidence, that's I know from the galactically speaking, there is frustration surrounding that because things aren't progressing as was agreed to about disclosure. And I know that there's a lot, and it's been interesting, I think, in terms of our, those of us who are here at this time and want that to happen, and also feel like we need to be doing something more. That impatience is surrounding this delay. So if you do feel that or resonate with that, like, okay, I'm done with waiting. Can we get this on? Can we move forward now? That's kind of the sentiment of the entire galactic community. It's like certain steps can't go into play without information being released.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was wondering, I asked someone recently that question. Who was it? Tom. I asked Tom,
mm-hmm.
But I was curious to know if it was the our galactic family that Tom Moore. Thank you, Terry. If it was our galactic family that wants to be hidden and withheld, or if it's when I say us, the globe, the global authorities want it to be hidden and
it's
suppressed.
The global authorities, the power.
Okay.
The power structure. Because it's 150,000% that they want humans to become part of the galactic community, and because we're kind of I don't know how to put it.
So they feel it's time. They feel like it's been time. It's been past time. Okay.
Yeah.
That was my thought, but it's like.
Yeah. Which is also why I think galactic guides are making themselves more known. Like, we do have galactic guides based on art.
When they first started showing up in readings, I'm like, whoa, okay. Didn't know what I was dealing with. I just thought, oh wow, this is a different light being, and then I realized what was happening.
Yeah, that sounds. I mean, I think it's important to say I've been finding, I think, that it's people who are open to that idea that the guides are stepping forward. So if that kind of scares you, you're probably not going to have any type of experiences along those lines, because initially I would ask people, are you open to the idea of galactic guides, as a kind of a preface, because I didn't want to go down a road of, oh my God, what are you telling me? But I've never had anyone say, no, no, I'm totally open to that type of thing. So
yeah. Usually if a galactic guide shows up in their team, and it's because they want this person to know and it to be revealed. So feeling where delayed matches a dream I had about our timeline being artificially stretched out and distorted in an unintended way. Oh, interesting, Rob. And Rob, thank you so much for your kind support. I wanted to email you, but I couldn't find your email. So thank you. So yes, Carol. The answer to the question is yes, yes, yes. We're gonna find. I do see. Oh, that's what I was trying. I'm like, I'm shuffling these cards for something, but then I got so enthralled with what we were talking about, I forgot what I was doing it on. I wanted to post some cards on the question.
Galactic pole dancing.
Galactic pole dancing. I tell you,
That.
that's the name of the show. Thank you, guys. We just figured out the name of the show. Yeah, we are doing this to ourselves, and but in this stuff.
It's also apparently the way that things are being portrayed too. So it's that classic UFO fear campaign, and being able to see that through that type of rhetoric. I've gotten, the information that we're not going to reveal ourselves if everyone is on the defensive and ready to attack whatever comes into the atmosphere. So that's another aspect
and that's our fault too.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all the programming and shows that they,
Yeah.
All the movies and scary movies, and
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. They need to change that narrative, and they chose poorly with all that. But yeah, I do see evidence coming forth. You have the Eight of Pumpkins, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands there. So those are going to be revealed. Details coming through, but it's been hidden, and it is coming forward slowly but surely. As it unwraps, we'll start to see things coming in. But it's pretty cool. Thank you for that question.
Yes. Wiki, more ET, less Independence Day. That's I've gotten the information, and I think even Dolores had it in her books, that like there are science fiction is a lot based in memory, and there are certain creative minds that have access to certain, well, not consciously, but access to information. So Steven Spielberg, alien treatment is in line with how we should be really approaching things, and not the Independence Day type scenarios.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did I put? I don't know where I put the box, but someone was talking about the cards. Lisa Foster got these for me. She set me up for Halloween. I got another witch's deck here and a ghost deck here. She sent me. I'm all set for Halloween for this month. I love it. Yeah. Lisa says, the whole month of October I watch scary movies. I can't watch scary movies. I can't do it, Lisa. But have fun. Anyways, we are at the end of time. But what a lively, fun discussion. Everybody, thank you for hanging out with us tonight and bringing in some really interesting questions. And have fun with October. Again, choose joy and look at all the energy that we can just grab onto, and to lift. They just showed me the lifting of wings. So that energy is there for us.
Mm-hmm.
So you can either let it push you down or lift you up. How's that?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, yeah. Anything else, Jason? Are we good? We good, guys?
No, I saw something about high pitch frequencies. Yes, that's if you have that ringing in your ears. That's, I think Debbie kind of touched on it earlier. It's a matter of just telling them to turn it down a bit, because
Dial it down.
they sometimes forget how much we can handle. So ear ringing, that's where we're getting downloads and information. So you can say, hey, or even visualize you turning down the dial, and that usually helps.
Kevin Lewis said, give us hugs. Hugging you right back, Kevin. Love you.
You missed the pole dancing.
You did miss the pole dancing, Kevin. But don't you worry. That's our new name for the show. Galactic Pole Dancing.
Yeah.
And you guys think I'm joking.
I'm all for it. Why not?
We'll get a lot of views. We'll get a lot of the whole family will come and show up. That'll be fun.
Bring your dollar bills.
Bring them in. Hi, James. James is in the house too. Hi, James. All right, you guys. Love you. And we'll see you all next. Well, you'll see us on our own channels. And hopefully Jason will do a couple more things this month. He's been busy doing whatever. Yeah. Pole dancing or whatever he does. I don't know. Tiffany, thank you. Blessings.
Yeah, definitely.
You.
Yeah, I'll be on some more. Yeah, it's weird. It just, that's how it kind of worked out. So, yeah. But thank you for having me.
But you know where to find us. And until next time, love and light, and choose heart space. Love you guys.
Bye.